I think we've
Yeah.
pretty much bottomed out, and any news at this point isn't really going to affect things a whole awful lot.
I agree with you, and it leads me to another question that I've been seeing some people argue with. I mean, it's bear market stuff. It's just basically people being pissy for the prices being down. But the idea of this ecosystem, PulseChain, being decorrelated from the rest of crypto, and we did see it in the past with Hex, regardless of if anybody was around to see that or forgets it or whatever. I mean, it did decorrelate. Basically, by the time after the halving the last time around is when Hex really took off, which, if you look at how things are happening right now, you could see maybe a similar scenario playing out for PulseChain. But like the other day, for example, when BTC dumped Sunday night, and then PulseChain did the exact same thing. I saw people on Twitter saying, like, "See, we're not we're correlated. Whatever it does, we do, and everything." And I think it's important to illustrate that, just like when we talk about markets, like, what is a bull market? What do you consider a bull market? Well, a bull market, a bear market, correlation, decorrelation, whatever, is all a time frame. So it's like, what is the time frame that you're looking at? Like, you could say that crypto is a terrible investment. You could say that it is the worst investment in the world over the last 2 years. If you look at it from 2013 to now, you wouldn't say that. 2010 to now, obviously, you wouldn't say that. So what is your time frame? So what do you make of that, Ewok? I mean, because I do still think that this ecosystem is not correlated straight to Bitcoin. I mean, well, look at the bit. So we had the launch of PulseChain. I mean, since then, the ecosystem's been down. Bitcoin's 2x up off the lows. So that doesn't sound like a lot of correlation right now. So anyway, what do you make of that?
Well, yeah, I mean, so financially, it's not correlated to Bitcoin. There isn't a whole lot of liquidity pairs with Bitcoin at all on any exchanges. However, you still have sentiment correlation too. And that means a lot. Overall, the markets are down. So, while the financial side of it, as far as liquidity, isn't tied to it, you still have that sentimental binding that's out there, and it's going to be that way. The comment that you made, see, it's not correlated. Every time Bitcoin goes up, Pulse stays the same, and every time Bitcoin comes down, Pulse goes down. So it's one of those really, it is a weird correlation. It's a but it's all sentiment. It's not really financial. So that's my take on it. And bear market, or this period, the sideways portion of this lasts a long time. It pumps up a little bit. You take 2 steps forward and then 1 step back, or maybe 2 steps back and start over again. And it really does tend to shake people out. And if the statement is right, 52 weeks to shake out the weekends, we still have 17, 18 weeks to go, I believe.
Yeah.
As far as that's concerned, before we start making any kind of major moves.
Well, yeah, and point to whatever line in the you want to, whether it's that statement that Richard has made, or like just when the halving is, and seeing how Hex has behaved in the past. I mean, I think everything's pretty much right on schedule. We're going to see BTC pull back here, and again, talking about that correlation thing. A viewer on one of our videos the other day said, wow, you guys are saying like BTC could go back to 35K. Where do you think this ecosystem goes if that happens? I don't think it really follows. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I think we could have that kind of pullback with BTC. I don't think that we do go much lower. So that's kind of my point. And, people are looking at these like, 5-minute chart moves to see if the two are correlated. That's just not how correlation works. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, it can. I mean, if you wanted to, and you want to look at that as your timeline, then fine, it's correlated. But I mean, I would choose to look at it on a grander scale. So